Click subscribe to Proper English Online for more real English conversations with native speakers every week. Like my lessons? Support me on Patreon. Patrons can download every worksheet for every lesson. Hi, this is Lee from Proper English Online, and this is the worksheet video for Pre-Intermediate Lesson 1 Tech Support. Okay, so in this video we're going to learn some of the phrases and vocabulary that we heard in the conversation. We'll learn firstly some phrases for giving instructions. So these are useful phrases when you ask someone to do something, when you want someone to do something for you. Also, we'll learn some stress and weak sounds that we can use when we are using these phrases. Also, we're going to learn some multi-word verbs. Now, multi-word verbs are just verbs, action words, but they use more than one word, and they're really common when native speakers speak, so very useful phrases. Okay, so before we start with the vocabulary, let's take a look on your PDF worksheet. You'll see here we've got the script for the conversation for tech support, and as you can see there's some missing words, as you can see right here, right? So I'd like you to listen again and try to fill in the missing words in the conversation. Okay, you can listen as many times as you need. Just listen, fill in those missing words, and then we'll come back and look at some of this vocabulary. So, see you in a bit.
Good morning, tech support. This is Gail speaking. How may I help?
Good morning. Yeah, I've been trying to set up the Wi-Fi in my office. It's a Nova modem, one from your company, and well, I can't seem to get it to work.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. So you think this is a problem with the modem?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Well, in that case, could you please tell me the name and model number of the modem?
Yeah, it's a Nova model I mentioned before.
Thank you for that, sir, but could you please also let me know the model number?
Number?
You can find the model number on the side of the box. There'll be a white sticker. Can you see it?
Oh yes, here we are. It's M20777.
M20777.
Is that,
Okay, that's fine. You said you were having problems setting up the Wi-Fi?
Yes, I don't really,
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk you through the steps to setting up the Wi-Fi, and soon you'll be connected to the internet. Is that all right?
Yes, yeah.
Great. Well, first, could you check if the Ethernet cable is properly connected?
Ethernet cable, is that the grey one?
Yes. Is it connected to the wall and the modem?
Let's have a look. Yes, it seems fine to me.
Okay then. In that case, could you please look at the modem? If your modem is connected, there will be two lights. One is green and one is red. Can you see those?
Yes, I can see both of the lights.
Right. Okay. Now, could you please go to your computer and I'll talk you through the rest of the steps. Is that okay?
Of course, just a second. Okay, I'm at my computer.
Great. So can you click the Wi-Fi icon? It will be in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Great. So just right-click on that.
Okay.
Can you see Open Network Preferences at the bottom of the menu?
Yes, shall I click on that?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so what next?
Now, can you see the words Wi-Fi Setup Assistant? Click on that if you're ready.
Okay, it says it's loading.
Yes, just give it a minute and it will set up automatically.
Okay, I think it's done.
Great. Now just click on your web browser and let me know if you can use the internet.
Let's see. Oh, good. It seems to be working now.
Excellent. Glad I could help you.
Well, thank you very much. I was really struggling with that.
It's no problem, sir. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, I think that's all. Thanks again.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, right. So hopefully we've listened to the conversation and we've heard those missing words and written them down. Let's take a look now at some of the phrases we heard in the conversation. So we're going to look at these sentences here. We've got this one here. In that case, could you please tell me the name and model number? Also this one, Thank you, but could you please also let me know the model number? This one too, would you mind checking if the Ethernet cable is properly connected? And this one, so can you click on the Wi-Fi icon? So let's look at these phrases here. I'd like you to highlight the phrases in these sentences that we use for giving instructions. I'll do the first one with you. Let's look at the first sentence. In that case, could you please tell me the name and model number? There's a phrase here we use for giving instructions. It's this one here. Could you please? Now, how about the other three sentences? Find some phrases for giving instructions. Pause this video and think. Okay, so the second one, here we've got could you also please? Could you also please? So very similar, just adding the word also. Now the next one, we've got this one. Would you mind checking? Would you mind here? Another phrase for giving instructions. And one more at the bottom, can you? Can you click on the Wi-Fi icon? All right, so these phrases here, what verb form comes after each phrase? Is it the base verb, for example, go, or is it a verb ing, like going, okay? So pause this video and think, do they have the base verb or do they have the verb ing? Pause this video and think. Okay, so the first one, could you please tell me, right? So tell, that's the base verb. The next one too, could you also please let me know? Let, this is the base verb again. There's no to, there's no ing. The next one though, would you mind checking? Checking, that's the verb ing. And the last one, can you click? So again, the base verb. So if we want to use these phrases, we have to use another verb at the end. And for could you please, could you also please, and can you, we use the base verb. For would you mind, however, we use a verb ing. So let's look at maybe the first one. Could you please tell me the name? If we used would you mind, that would be would you mind telling me, for example. Okay, so we've looked at these phrases, we've talked about their meaning, we've talked about the form as well, but now let's take a look at the pronunciation. So how do we pronounce the words could and can in these phrases? Okay, these ones in particular, could and can. Pause this video and think, how do we pronounce them? Okay, so I imagine you think could you with a rounded lip, like could you, and can you with an ah sound. But let's listen to me saying the first and last sentences here. What do you notice about the word could? What do you notice about the word can? So in that case, could you please, and the last one, so can you click on the Wi-Fi icon? Can you click? Can you click? What happens there? Well, could, this round sound, when we say it quickly becomes more k, a flat, more neutral sound. Could you? Could you? Also, the D and this U here kind of get joined together and we get a could you, could you. Now, how about with can then? So I said before, can you. It's not it's can you. This is more of this kind of sound we have in English, the schwa or the weak vowel sound. Can you? Again, can you? Could you? Could you? Would you mind, however, that's still having the round would you? Would you? But it has this would you sound. So let's try that again. Would you mind? Would you mind? Can you click? Can you click? Could you please? Could you please? All right, well done. Okay guys, so we've learned these phrases here for giving instructions. These are quite polite phrases. It's nice to say. It's quite polite. People will think you are being polite if you say it this way. However, in the conversation, the tech support person, she gave some other instructions. And these ones are a little bit more direct. Now, it's not rude. It's not like you won't get upset. It's not nasty or anything, but it's quite direct. These ones are quite, they're imperatives. We can see here, so just right click on that. The tech support person said that. So just right click on that. We've just got the verb, just a verb. There's no subject. It's called an imperative. Also this one too, click on that if you're ready. Also, just give it a minute. These ones are more direct. We could make them more polite, less direct. How can we do that? Look at these three examples here. How can we make them more polite? By using the phrases we learned up here. So pause this video and think, how can we make these examples, these ones at the bottom, more polite using these phrases? Pause this video and think. Okay, so the first one, so just right click on that. Well, we can use any of the phrases. How about can you? We could say, so can you just right click on that? Or would you mind just right clicking on that? No, it's ing again. Okay, we could use any of the phrases, but let's just try a few. So click on that if you're ready. Could you please click on that if you're ready? Slightly more polite, right? Or could you also please just click on that if you're ready? Now, so just right click on that. We could say, so can you just right click on that? Okay, any of those phrases work, just a little bit more polite. Okay guys, so now we've learned those phrases. Let's think of some situations where you might need to give some instructions in a polite way. I'm going to think of this situation. You're on a plane. You're traveling to a different country and maybe you're a little bit thirsty, you're a little bit hungry, you want something. Who do you talk to? You talk to the flight attendant, right? What sort of things do you think you might ask a flight attendant to do for you? Let me give you an example. So like I said, I'm a little bit thirsty. I'm really thirsty actually. I didn't bring any water with me, so excuse me, would you mind bringing me some water, please? Very polite. The flight attendant will like you. Any other examples? Pause this video and think. What other things might you say on a plane to give instructions? Okay, so some other things we could think of. Maybe the person sitting next to you, for example. Let's say the person sitting next to you, you want to go to the bathroom. You don't want to annoy them, so sorry, would you mind moving please? I need to go to the bathroom. Or could you please move please? Something like that would be fine, right? More polite. Okay, right, so let's move on now to some other things we heard in the conversation. We're going to look now at some multi-word verbs. As we said, multi-word verbs are verbs, action words, but they contain more than one word, usually a verb and a preposition. We've got some examples here. So, for example, let someone know. What's next? Talk someone through. Another one here, have a look at, take a look at, go ahead with, struggle with. Here we've got some multi-word verbs we heard in the conversation. Now, I'd like you to match these phrases here with similar phrases on this side. Here we've got some similar examples, some hints. Let's match them. So I'm going to do one with you. I think we'll do have a look at and take a look at. These ones both have the same meaning. Can you guess what it is? It's to check. So that, for this one, could be B or F, both the same. Have a look at, take a look at means to check. How about the other ones? So pause this video, match the multi-word verbs with the similar expressions on the other side. Alright, so the first one, let someone know. This one means to give someone information, to give some information. The next one, talk someone through. That means to explain. For example, I'm talking you through this worksheet now. I'm talking you through this vocabulary. I'm explaining it, right? We did have a look at and take a look at already, but go ahead with. This one here, This means to continue, to keep going, to continue, go ahead with. The last one, struggle with, that's easy. That means to have difficulty with. To struggle with something means you find it difficult. It's hard to do. Okay, so we might say, with your English studying, I'm struggling with pronunciation, for example. I find it difficult. Or maybe I'm struggling with listening, for example. Okay, so let's take a look now at our pronunciation. So where is the stress in these multi-word verbs? This word here, by the way, stress. When I say stress, I'm talking about sounds that are a few things. They are louder, for one thing. They are longer. And they are higher. The pitch is higher, the word is longer, and the volume is higher too. So let's look at, in these expressions, which word has the stress. So let's look at the first one. Let someone know. Let someone know. There's two stresses here. Which one do you think? In the first one, let, small stress there. Bigger stress is on know. You notice here I'm putting two circles. This circle, small stress. This circle, bigger stress, the main stress. Let's try again. Let someone know. Okay, how about the other ones? Read through these. Which word do you think we stress in these multi-word verb phrases? Pause this video and think. Okay, so let's do number 2. So we've got talk someone through. Talk someone through. Once again, we've got a smaller stress on talk, bigger stress on through. Talk someone through. Again, talk someone through. How about the next one? Have a look at. Have a look at. A main stress is on look. Main stress is there. Have maybe a little bit, but not much. Say again, have a look. Have a look. And also, if we have the preposition at, which we usually do, we're going to connect that. It's going to link. So cat, cat. Have a look at. Can you hear it? Have a look at. Now, how about the next one? Where's the stress again? Again, it's on look. Take a look at. Take a look at. And again, there's linking with the at. Take a look at. Take a look at. How about the next one? Go ahead with. Go ahead with. Main stress is on this one here. Ahead. Ahead. The second syllable. Go ahead with. Go ahead with. Another interesting thing too, between the O and the A, we have more linking. Look what happens with my mouth here. Goa, goa, wa, wa, wa. Here we have the O and the and we get wa, wa. So there's a W sound in the middle there. Go ahead with. One more time. Go ahead with. Finally, struggle with, nice and easy one. Struggle with. Just to stress on that first syllable. Struggle with. Okay, right. So we've looked at these multi-word verbs. Now let's take a look now at a little practice for us. How can we use these words? So if you look on your worksheet, you're going to find there's a text here about an accountant called Maria. So she is going to talk about her job a little bit, talk about what she does in her company. Now I'd like you to look at this text from Maria and decide which words, which of these multi-word verbs here can we put in the blanks. So for example, let's look at the first sentence. It says, in my job I have to train new employees when they start working. A lot of them the work at first because it's quite difficult. What do you think we can put here, do you guys think? She says, find it quite difficult. Which phrase did we have before that kind of means something is difficult? It was this one, wasn't it? Struggle with. So what could we say? A lot of them struggle with the work at first. That seems to make sense, right? How about the rest of them? So pause this video and complete this text with those multi-word verbs. Okay guys, well done. Shall we check our answers together now? So let's look at our text. So we did the first one together, didn't we? A lot of them struggle with the work at first, right? Because it's quite difficult. So I something more difficult tasks to make sure they understand what to do. Make sure people understand. So like explain, I guess that could be talk them through. Them meaning the employees, right? Got a pronoun here, them. We're talking about new employees, right? Talk them through. Now, new employees usually want me to something their work to find any mistakes. Find mistakes? I guess that could be to have or take a look at, to check, right? If I find something wrong, something how to fix it. Something how to fix it. This one here, I let them know how to fix it. This is interesting here. With the phrase let someone know, we often use with how to do something or where to go or what to do. Some kind of what, where, when, WH sentence comes after. All right, so after a while, they get used to the work and they usually can, they can go ahead with their work without my help. They can do their work without my help. All right, okay, so this is the text about Maria. How about you? Can you use these multi-word verbs to talk about your job, what you do for a living? So pause this video and think. Talk about your work, your job, and try to use these multi-word verbs. Okay guys, well done. Great work. Okay, so that was our lesson today. We learned some phrases for giving instructions. We learned some multi-word verbs, and we talked about the pronunciation in those. And now I think we can talk about our work using those multi-word verbs, and we can make polite requests or give instructions politely in English. Okay, so well done guys. I'm Lee from Proper English Online, and we'll have more videos coming up very soon. So thanks for coming. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Well done. Bye.